fruit baskets, welcome back to another episode of the Vamp. My name is Corvo and I hope you are having a wonderful day as I am. I get to play this game today and I couldn't be happier.
Sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reid. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a
Oh,
blunt
whoa,
introduction,
calm down
Mr.
with the
Hooks.
You
language.
can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reid. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reid. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Ooh, like a shopkeeper? Let's see your power. Oh, you're weak. Men are way weaker than women. It's because we are so charismatic and juicy. Your life in London, sir.
Are you
Do you
really
smuggle
smuggling
guns?
weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
Well, he does have a point. How is the
How is
situation,
the
around
situation
here?
around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything. And it's getting worse every day.
Okay, but I actually believe that it's better to not have weapons than to everybody to have a weapon, but that's a discussion for another day. Today we're playing games, not talking about politics. What is your occupation?
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
How is the sanitary situation?
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
What?
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital. That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Ooh, sure, midnight in the garden. Oh, good and evil. We'll go there. Let's see the personal questions. We can't. Let's see about that
I'd like to
raiding.
see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reid. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Well, those are some facts. We can buy and we can sell. We can only sell weapons. We can't get our. We can sell our revolver or our shotgun. Milton's shotgun. Okay. Looks fancy. 3 shillings. How much money do I have? 64, I believe. Yeah. Okay. Okay, common handle part. Okay, if we need any of these, we'll come back and get you anything. Have a good one, sir.
Another night with the glorious battalion of Pembroke.
So everything is quite fucked, as we can see. Let's see what other shady characters we might find in this sick house. Talking about sick house, have you guys ever played? Is it Frostpunk? It's like CTU. Yeah, we already saw this one. This one.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Good research. We can. Oh, we can. Oh. I thought our eyes were glowing. Hello.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr.
Oh.
Reid, any good news to share?
Goodbye, sir.
Dr. Tippett.
The big nose doctor. Let's see about these patients. Hello.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reid. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Oh. Ooh. We could do something about that mug face of yours.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
I understand. Oh. You served for
Where
long?
were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Goodbye for now,
Yeah.
Mr. Elwood.
Damn. The pain. It's here again.
Is this the nurse from earlier?
Good evening,
Or-
nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think
No,
we've
this
been
is Pippa.
introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
We have so many people to talk to. Jesus. This might take a while, all this hospital part. How's
How
the
would you describe the
situation?
situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients.
I don't like
You're
how they
running
look at
out
us
of everything.
directly.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if
Yeah.
in the end, nobody was spared?
Yeah, I know what you're thinking about. Don't say it. We all going through the
You
same
must
thing.
get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Yep. That's how they work, basically.
How long have you been a nurse?
Or long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You would be surprised. She's... Yeah, women here are so strong and independent. Okay. You would be
You'd
surprised.
be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton so
Why is
grumpy?
Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Ooh. Why?
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Yeah, I learned that. We'll learn more about
Goodbye,
them and
Nurse Hawkins.
ask them away when we get the chance. Hello.
Good evening,
We should
Mr.
rest
Hampton.
to get our
How do you feel?
upgrades.
Dr. Reid, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
Your life in London? About
Do you
Tom
know
Watts?
Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
Despair?
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare.
They did say that.
No advice. Nothing. It's a damn shame.
And
Who
about
should I
corruption.
avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
Well, this makes sense.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he have to?
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
Ooh.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reid. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Yeah, whatever you say.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers' trade union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads
So
the
leaves
gang?
the gang now.
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show,
Ooh,
with the
Clay
assistance of
Cox.
her minion, Booth Digby.
Say that
Who
again?
leads the gang?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Ooh. So he's the gang
Has the
member.
gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
So it saved him. We didn't kill him. How do you
How
feel?
do you
sir?
feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually.
Do we learn
William
that?
drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
The docks.
What do you do for a
What
living,
do-
Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
So you're a priest.
Are you a
Right.
priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Oh, okay.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Yeah.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Yeah, sure.
Not really.
Sure
But
he
I
did.
recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Have a good one, sir. Can I?
Hello
Before I
again,
go.
Dr. Reid.
We can't. We can't. We can't.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton.
We can't influence him.
It's locked.
What are you doing off your bed? Go back in your fucking bed. Do I need to beat you? Go back into your fucking bed. Do it. Oh.
You
Whoa.
are going to reveal all your secrets to me, even the darkest thoughts in your heart.
My blood and soul. They belong to you now.
The life running in your veins. This dead flesh needs it.
Oh, please spare me, Dark Queen. Spare your obedient slave.
What the fuck is going on? What
Good
the hell
evening,
was
miss.
that?
I'm Dr. Reid.
What
new
the
surgeon
hell?
At the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reid, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Ooh, I knew that. I actually knew that when I saw you. You're a
Why do
vampire.
you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of pustulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
Holy shit. Is she crazy?
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh,
Thelma is affected by the Cotard syndrome and believes she's a vampire. And she knows the guy.
petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Can show me your fucking fangs, you shit.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Okay. Now you got me.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here
Ooh.
are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Wrong target. So she is delusional. Okay, it's fine.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to
Yes.
know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
I'll leave
Okay.
you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Crazy lady.
I wish I could be sick again.
Disgust on every
Blood
street
boil
corner.
with the fever.
Anyway,
Daily routine.
look at that. We are almost out of time. Let's explore a little bit before we end this episode. Because we have a lot of patients to talk to. Probably not a lot more. Who are you?
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reid. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reid.
Okay.
Please,
about
could you tell me
yourself.
something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reid. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
I'll be glad to help you. Research is exhausting. Flattery.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
Okay, tell me
I
about your
based my
experiments.
technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical.
Experiments in blood transfusion have not been successful yet.
You may remain
doesn't-
empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
That does make sense. Does make sense. So,
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite
quite
optimistic.
optimistic.
It's a rare and precious
Well, we have a lot to
attitude
talk
in these
about.
difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Do you
Do
need
you
help
need
with
any help?
anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reid. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
there we go. We unlocked the new personal questions. Ooh, about the blood
Tell me
transfusion
more
technique.
about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reid. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me
his
Mr.
story then.
Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Harvey Fiddick. Harvey is blaming himself for his injury. Okay. So you must
This
remain neutral.
personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings, with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Oh, you have your point.
Goodbye,
But
Dr. Strickland.
that's about all for this episode. Unfortunately, it was more of a learn about the hospital and the game ambience, if you will. But I hope you enjoyed. We had some good moments. Yeah. So if you enjoyed, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And my name is Corvo, and I hope you have a wonderful day, Fruit Basket.